Take a picture, a video of the snow.
Glasses on.
Take video of that.
Nothing moving though.
I have to watch slower there, I'll think.
You guys want me to take pictures of you too?
Thank you so much.
One more state question, and then we'll move on to some of the more difficult questions. Another 15-pointer. What's the state tree of Alaska?
Pine.
Somebody say spruce. What kind of spruce? Not the blue spruce. They had one at the White House for the Christmas celebration this past year. There's a town in Alaska, south of where we are, named after that town. Here's another hint. You don't stand underneath this spruce. You don't lay down underneath this spruce because it's these...
Porcupine.
Oh, right, you'll spot a salmon swimming around. It'll go, oh look, a nice fish, that's lunch. He'll dive after it and he'll stick his talons into it. Now once he gets his talons into the salmon, he locks them into place so that while he's flying back to his nest or to the rocks, it doesn't fall out. Once he locks them into place, he can only unlock them by slamming them on the ground, like this, or onto his nest. Now, he's locked his talons into place, all of a sudden he realizes it's a 30-pound king salmon. The eagle can't lift that much weight. The salmon's going to fight, the salmon's going to sink, the eagle's going to sink, the eagle's going to drown. And that's why the salmon is the leading killer of bald eagles. Daylight. The superintendent said, Soapy Smith, we demand you get Stewart's gold back for him. If you don't, we're going to run you out of town. Now, if you asked Soapy for something, he was going to give it to you. He was just that kind of guy. If you told Soapy what to do, no way, no how. You didn't tell Soapy Smith a thing. Soapy didn't like it. He sat down at the bar to think, how do I get myself out of this situation? He started to drink whiskey. Started to drink more whiskey. He got drunk. Drunk and belligerent on whiskey. The more Soapy tried to think, the more he drank. The drunker he got. 4 o'clock came. That was the time that was demanded by the superintendent to get the gold back. Soapy didn't have the gold back. Most of his gang had already started to leave. They saw the riot mob outside, the lynch mob. Skagway was famous for its lynch mobs. There were fistfights and gun battles in the streets of Skagway. Not everybody was able to get up into these mountains and over to Haines, got rounded up by the cavalry. They came over and rounded up everybody that didn't get out. They spent some big years in prison, up to 30 years for some of them. Now, the new minister in town was the Presbyterian minister, and he said, look, you can't just leave a dead guy out on the pier forever. We got to take care of this. You can't just leave him there. So we got him ready for funeral, brought him out here, got him ready to put in the ground, and if you'll notice, right here is his grave. See that wooden post right there? That marks the legal edge of the cemetery, and it runs in a line right down along, right over it. Look where they buried Soapy. 6 feet outside the cemetery. They didn't want him desecrating their hallowed ground. Oh. Now, nobody in town liked Soapy anymore. He was just, poor guy, everybody had run out on him. 4 people were here for his funeral. There was 4 people. There was the minister, his 2 helpers, and a mysterious woman in black. Soapy had found somebody to keep him warm on the cold Skagway winter nights, right? So, the Presbyterian minister opened up his Bible and read word for word, "The way of the transgressor is hard." And then he shut his Bible and it was all over. And that was it.
Oh, no.
I know. But then, if you look over here, see this giant monument? Frank Reed, oh, the hero of Skagway. He shot and killed Soapy Smith. They erected a giant monument. 3,000 people showed up, and the rest Dylan will tell you about it. Huh?
This is northbound.